All right, like the Ghana you used to mention,
Yeah.
they commonly use as my colleagues here have talked about. That canal that you called, its original name is cannabis, produced with a chemical substance called tetrahydrocannabinol. This substance is very, very hyperactive to stimulate your body to a hyperactive section. And it cannot be controlled because it triggers your sensoriness of the central nervous system to act so high that most of the times it can be beyond our power to control your actions. So that is why they are called stimulants. And we also have drugs like hallucinogens. These hallucinogens, like the name implies, hallucinate most of your body parts to act abnormally. That is why you see the adverse effect of drug addiction is madness, poor health, poor mental hygiene, what again? Death.
Also, decrease in bone density
Yes.
is also among.
Yes.
There is also numbness and series of psychological transmission going on in the central nervous system of the
Yes.
brain. We can see how it triggers, how taking cannabis can trigger the sensory nerve where information is being processed, and it can also get to the mind, triggering someone to have levels of thoughts beyond his widest imagination.
Mental health,
The mental health is highly at risk.
emaciation,
Also,
because most of the times I trust myself that you don't eat well before taking most of these drugs. You have poor nutrition and you are consuming these drugs. So these drugs are very dangerous to your system. That brought us to the adverse effects of drug addiction. We have physiological effects, we have mental effects, and we have social
effect.
or sociological effects. Now, these physiological effects, you see now that these drugs affect oftenly your physiological functions. Like it affects your cardiovascular system. At times, your blood circulation will be altered, or your blood will find it difficult to flow well. Now, it also affects your what? Your heartbeat. The ones called, you understand? The stimulants now stimulate excessive increase of the heartbeat, that your heart will be beating above 120 revolutions per minute or 72 beat per minute. It will increase.
Which can lead, in physiological terms, we call it tachycardia.
Very good.
A very high blood BP can lead to high BP, tachycardia, which can if someone that is highly concentrated on drug, you take up that person's shirt to look at the apex of the heart, you can, with the level of fast repulsive heart rate, you can clearly see the apex of the heart inflamed at the surface of the thorax, at the C4 of the surface of the thorax.
These are the physiological effects, and many more that the time may not permit us to mention.